Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so Scorpios, let's get into this now. Last week you guys got a little bit cheated. I didn't get to the storytelling that everybody else got for you, and so we need to make that right. We're going to start out by asking, what is it that's making Scorpio attractive right now, and then who's attracted to Scorpio at the moment, and then we'll shift into the message that I wanted to go with for this particular backdrop, which is all about what positive manifestations are coming into Scorpio's life based off of what they're putting out there. The other thing I want to mention, and I better say this before I forget, is that in honor of this is the week that 4 years ago I got my baby dog. This is the week he came home and became mine on the 6th of June. And with that in mind, it is one of those things that I just want to celebrate this week a little bit. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that we can, I don't know, like I really wanted him and he made my life really good. So I thought it would be fun to celebrate this a bit by saying I'm going to leave on the comments on this video. And if you guys want to jot down something positive that you're manifesting into your life, then on the 5th, I'm going to go through those comments and randomly select one of you, and I'll do a storytelling for whomever our winner is. Okay. I just thought it would be nice to like be thinking about all the positive stuff that we're creating in our lives. All right. So now let's go ahead and get started. What is making Scorpio attractive right now? The star. Star card is somebody who reaches their goals, somebody who could be very soothing, someone who could also like set the bar. Like you could do this too. You could achieve this also. I feel like Scorpio may be a very unique individual who puts out the kinds of talents and the kinds of ideas and the kinds of skills that other people are kind of wowed by. It's like, I've never seen somebody do that. How did you know how to do that? 5 of Coins. We may also see Scorpio as being attractive because normally a 5 of Pentacles is what someone doesn't have. But I'm picturing Scorpio could have a really strong belief system. You notice that we do have a church or cathedral here. Scorpio could be somebody who gives a lot to those in need. They could do good works. They could have a religious background where they, connect and cooperate, and maybe they head, community programs or something. But they may recognize those in need. That is a beautiful, attractive quality to be so, cognizant of those who have less, those that are less fortunate or have needs that need to be, attended to. I could see them running like a soup kitchen. I could see them donating their time at, a shelter, or I could see them like really trying to do good in their community, providing shelter from the cold. That's how that comes across. And I just feel like Scorpio is very aware of the plight of, their fellow living creatures. And I do want to say living creatures, not just keep it to humans, because I feel like this is, if you start out with a star card, it means that you're somebody who has the huge capacity to understand. You're seeing it from off planet, from outer space. You're seeing the entirety. I'm hearing that song by the Water Boys, but you saw the whole of the moon. Love that song. We have Knight of Cups. This Scorpio is also like a lot of people fantasize about being Scorpio's lover. Scorpio has a warmth to them. Scorpio may have if they're a gentleman, they may come across as a very gentlemanly gentleman, where it's like, wow, this person, it's very old school, like proper and respectful. And that is like, oh my God, so hot, to see somebody so respectful and to see somebody so like cordial and proper. And it's like that person would go through all of the steps of dating and courtship, and it would just make you feel so special. If this is a feminine, kind of still the same thing. This is somebody who perhaps, our Scorpio comes across as an individual that it instills in people the desire to be more respectful and, one step at a time. I'd like to, express myself to you. I'd like to get to know you better, Scorpio. I'd like to, it just feels like Scorpio instills chivalry in people. But I feel like a lot of people fantasize about being with Scorpio and what that would be like. Scorpio could be very well respected in the community. They could be a star. They could be somebody that others look at and are like, wow, oh my God, could you imagine what it would be like to walk down the red carpet with them, or to go out to restaurants and everybody, knows that you're with this beautiful Scorpio. I'm not saying that somebody wants Scorpio to be their arm candy. I'm saying it's truly respectful. All of this speaks of respect for the good works, good intellect, and the like very well-behaved energy that Scorpio exudes. And we have the Tower. Scorpio is also attractive because they don't have a huge ego. This is a Scorpio who could roll up their hands and get dirty, no matter how famous they are in their town, their community, or the world. This Scorpio is always super relatable. They don't get their big head exploded with self-importance. This is a Scorpio who's like, are you kidding me? Like, life is a freaking roller coaster, and so many things will collapse, will fall down, we'll have failures in our life. That happens a ton. I'm not going to get full of myself and swagger about. Hell no. Seven of Swords. Scorpio also is the human lie detector. They can spot things that people are trying to hide, but they probably do it with grace. This is a little Arctic fox who is camouflaged for the environment they're in. I think Scorpio is sensitive to the fact that sometimes people hide things because they're embarrassed, they're ashamed, they want to, kind of like almost disappear just a little bit in some of the energies that maybe they're not comfortable in. So I just feel like Scorpio is really good at noticing who's not being truthful, but I don't see it as like, oh, you're a bad person, you're a liar. I don't see Scorpio treating anybody like that. It's more like this interesting comprehension of, they can kind of read somebody and they might just sit there and kind of give somebody a look like, sounds like there might be more to that story. I could see them being very gentle in the way they draw lies out of somebody, because they understand that a lot of people lie because they're ashamed or because they're scared. And I just feel like there's this grand comprehension that Scorpio has. All right, let's take a look at who is attracted to Scorpio at this moment in time. Possibly a Leo who's trying real hard to hide it. This could be somebody in a position of authority themselves. This could be somebody who doesn't want to show that they're that attracted. We have got the Six of Pentacles. This is, it's lovely energy, but it is somebody who wants to like bring it on home. They want to be with Scorpio. They want to come home to Scorpio. They may dream of living with Scorpio. They may dream of, here we go again, like, Scorpio is far, far away. They're the star. They're the person that I would love to have on my arm. Now, they may have a bit of ego. I don't know if this is somebody who already had a chance to be with Scorpio. My impression is that they're hiding the fact that they have quite the dream of definitely like giving to Scorpio, living with Scorpio. They're very, very, very passionate. They have put Scorpio on that pedestal. They want to go up into the sky and be with Scorpio. God, excuse me. I always want to say this is the Seven of Chariots. It's the Chariot. I don't need to say the seven. It is card 7, but it's the Chariot. This feels like they would move. They would abandon something in their life if they could get with Scorpio. That's how this comes across. I would move to be with Scorpio. I would go into their world. I would leave wherever I'm at and hot-foot it into Scorpio's world if I got the chance to do that. So this is somebody very like Scorpio matters to them. The love that they feel, the desire that they have for Scorpio, they really would like to push and get into Scorpio's world. They could be a Cancerian, by the way. And again, we have them with this, they're wearing a mask. This is a 9 of Pentacles. And we go back to the bird aspect. I feel like they keep hiding how they feel about Scorpio because maybe they're embarrassed that they would be willing to throw away whatever their situation was if it meant that they could join forces with Scorpio. I actually kind of think that they are pretty stable, but they just seem to still be keeping it a secret that if Scorpio turned and noticed them and wanted them, this person they'd make a fool of themselves over Scorpio is what it feels like. This doesn't feel like somebody wants Scorpio to be their trophy. This card actually says that they're quite well off in their own right. This could be somebody who, similar to Scorpio, has reached great heights in their own career, their finances, and yet they would be willing to like completely jump into Scorpio's world if Scorpio would only notice them. But they've been too shy to tell Scorpio how they feel. All right, let's go ahead and let's shift energy now. And I want to talk about the energy of whatever positive vibrational manifestations are going on in Scorpio's world right now. 7 of Cups. There could be a lot of wish fulfillment that is possible right now. Scorpio will just have to pick and choose maybe what order they pursue some of the wishes that they have in this life. Because there's a bunch of things that Scorpio, I feel like Scorpio has a very active mind. They have a lot of things that they want to accomplish. They have a lot of things that they would like to do. Seven of Cups is options and opportunities, but can also lead to confusion if we can't make a decision about which option or opportunity to pursue. We have a Three of Pentacles upright. This feels like, I think if Scorpio is turning their attention not just toward other successes that they want in life, but let's say they are thinking about a romantic partner that they want. This could be the ideal time to collaborate with somebody to have that romance in their life, because we do have the Three of Pentacles. People want to collaborate with Scorpio. Scorpio's a catch. We already saw that. Scorpio is somebody that anyone would want to be a part of their world. And it is high time. I kind of think, even though I feel like the Scorpio has sought success in life and has found it, or has created it, I should say, at this point, matters of the heart seem to be at the forefront. And if Scorpio, if it's time for them to acknowledge, I really do want a love, I want to look to my future and my partnerships. You know, there's times in our life where we're like, look, if I meet somebody cool, if not, that's fine. I'm really busy right now, you know, following my life path, following my journey, you know, creating the career path that I really need and want for myself. And sometimes that's what we focus on, and that's fine. Other times though, we go, I really want to be in a relationship. I really want love. That's truly what my heart is hungry for right now. And to me, this says that might be exactly where Scorpio's at. The truth is, I'd like love and romance in my life. I'm ready to start thinking about my future with a partner. Well, this is a great time for them to do this, because Page of Pentacles, this could be the time where if Scorpio like actively opens up their heart, or actively sits down and says, what's at the top of my list of things that I want right now? It's to collaborate with somebody that I could really build a solid future with. I don't just want to create on my own anymore. I want to co-create with somebody who shares, you know, my heart. Okay, then it's time to start thinking about the next couple months. And sometimes this is about, if Scorpio has not met the love of their life in the town that they live in, it may also be time to broaden their horizons, you know, acknowledge that there are people that live in other areas. Maybe Scorpio's thinking about taking a trip. Maybe Scorpio's thinking about, you know, putting up a dating profile that's, you know, goes beyond just their immediate 2-mile radius. But this actually says Scorpio might be, because of where their mindset is, they literally may have, this could be a foreigner, a stranger, somebody who comes from out of town, somebody who's traveling, who comes right into Scorpio's world. Scorpio might not have to do any big like quest to find love, but rather love might just come straight to them. And I say that because we've got the dragonfly flying directly at, in this case, I'll say that that's our Scorpio. Somebody with really pure intention, somebody who's like, you know what, I think I'm ready for love. I think I'm actually in a place where I would like to have a long-term partner. I'd like to meet somebody who qualifies for that role in my life. It's funny though, because this person who comes toward Scorpio, this does not mean that Scorpio's like, oh, yay, the first person I meet that's an out-of-towner, you must be the one. Scorpio says they're still going to be very discerning. Scorpio's not just welcoming somebody into their life. They're not hoping somebody random, you know, they import some romantic partner from wherever and anyone will do. No. Magician. Scorpio's still going to be very selective, and they really want to, you know, they don't just want a partner. They may meet somebody and it's like, wow, this is almost what I asked for, but let me make sure that I'm manifesting properly. Let me make sure that I'm calling in all the things that I'm seeking. I want somebody. It's not like Scorpio's like lonely. Oh, somebody needs to come so that I can spoon with somebody. And anyone will do. Just as long as they have a warm body, that'll do. That is not what Scorpio is saying. They're very intentional with the kind of partnership that they want. They're still going to be extremely discerning about who they pick. But I think Scorpio is really good at knowing their boundaries, knowing what they want. We have that Six of Wands. I feel like Scorpio wants to feel very successful in love and romance. Like they want a partner that shares their mind, that they build a career or a life with, that will be truly successful. And I think that they want someone who doesn't either want to only want them for their success, or somebody who doesn't want to take away their success or take away any of their shine. Ace of Swords, somebody who gets it. I mean, maybe that sounds like a tall order. Well, I just want somebody who totally understands me. But I think that's exactly what Scorpio is going to get. I don't know why, but I almost, the word Taurus almost slipped out of my tongue, which is crazy because this is a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. God, I don't even know. Have we had any Taurus in here? We did have a little bit of Taurus coming off the Wheel of Fortune, along with some Aquarius and again, some Scorpio and some Leo. But we don't have much that could be attributed to Taurus in this. We do have some Virgo, Gemini energy coming here, but this is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I think the person that Scorpio is calling in for themselves is going to be the one that is their mental match, their emotional match, the kind of person who gets it. I don't think Scorpio is saying, okay, I'm done doing anything by myself. Now I don't need an identity anymore. Now I want to be a part of a relationship blob. No. The Scorpio always still wants to maintain their successes and the talents and the things that they've already accomplished. They want a partner who understands and still supports them in that, but is also going to be a partner to them, and vice versa. I want to co-create while still being able to be acknowledged for the things that I already have done and done well in my life. They want true partnership, basically. They want somebody who understands that. And I think Scorpio is going to find it in this person. And it's all because Scorpio is working with the flow of the energy of the universe, the galaxy. Here he is wearing the galaxy coat. He's got the Nautilus head or Nautilus shell for his head. I really feel like Scorpio is calling in a fabulous person who has this really unique ability to understand. This is the person Scorpio ends up with. The first person that comes towards Scorpio might be somebody that Scorpio's like, they're really wonderful, but I don't think that they're quite what I'm looking for, because I forgot to tell the universe I also want to attract somebody who like understands my independence as well as my desire to be in a true partnership. And now the universe is like, yeah, we were waiting for you to add that to your order. So now you can meet the right person. I don't know. This feels like it's so perfectly refined for who Scorpio is calling in for themselves. They've already had a lot of successes in their life. Now they're ready for some successes in love, but it has to be with the right person. I feel like it's because this is going to be the one. This is Scorpio's long-term partner. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. And